okay and coping with no school and not seeing your friends. So I thought it'd be really good fun to do some cooking so that you can cook along with us. I'll try and go fairly slowly so that you can all follow, and hopefully you'll get some really delicious giant cookies by the time they're done. And what I'd really like is if you could send me some photos afterwards when they've come out of the oven. They are really delicious. We made them the other day and ate them all within about 5 minutes because they were really delicious. So to start off with, if you could make sure your ovens are heated to 180, that's 180. I think I did say that yesterday just to pre-warn you and make sure that you were already prepared. And the most important thing, especially at the moment, make sure your hands are washed. So girls, do you want to go and wash your hands? I have washed mine already. And whilst you're washing your hands, I'll just explain that we need to make sure the butter is in your bowls first. So make sure the butter's in the bowl on its own, nothing else. So we'll start with that first. Okay, so Willow and Poppy are going to be doing this with us. So what we need to do is make sure your butter is in little pieces. So with a spoon, just break up your butter into little pieces, just so that it's not in a big lump. And hopefully your butter's soft, so not too hard. So break it up like this. So break it up with a spoon. Okay, so hopefully everybody's butter is broken up. So we want it fairly small. I'll show you before we do the next step. So it needs to look like that, so little lumps. Okay, so we've got next, what we need to add is our sugar. So we need 75 grams of soft light brown sugar and 75 grams of caster sugar. So if you tip both of those in together, hopefully you've got that all weighed out already. And this bit's a tricky bit because we need to try and blend or cream our sugar and butter together. So the easiest way to do it is with the back of a spoon. Just squish the butter in with your sugar. It takes quite a long time. It might need mummies and daddies to help with this bit. They need to use their muscles to help you squish the butter in. If the butter's not quite soft, it will be a bit difficult, but just keep going. It will end up squished all together in the end. So Willow needs a bit of help, so I'll help her here. So what will happen is your sugar will then, and your butter will look like a paste. So a bit of a soft paste. It does take quite some time, this bit. cookies today, we are going to add, what are we adding to our cookies, Willow?
Smarties!
Yeah, we're adding Smarties to ours, but you could add raisins or nuts or chocolate chips or sweets, whatever you wanted really. So when you make them again, you can do something different. You don't always have to use chocolate, you could always use cranberries, you could add coconut, lots of different choices. So hopefully we're going at the right speed for you all to cook along with us. Got 75 people watching, which is really good. Not quite the Joe Wick standard of 700,000, but it's a start. Right, Willow's is done. So this is what it needs to look like. So a soft paste like that. I need to help Poppy though as well, because Poppy's is not quite there yet. Now the next ingredient, which we'll do in a minute, what's the next ingredient, Poppy?
So the next ingredient after is a half of vanilla
extract.
extract.
Yes, half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Yes, that's what we need to add. So if you're at that point, you can add that now. We're not quite there yet. We're nearly there. So we do need half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Right, we are there. Okay, so let's measure half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. So you can do it. Siblings can help each other if you're doing it together, or do it on your own. That's it.
Thank you.
That's it. And then, Willow, what's the next ingredient?
1 egg.
Okay, yes, we need 1 egg. And how do we crack an egg? Willow?
You get your egg and you tap it on the side of your bowl, or if it's a plastic bowl, you tap it on the side of your table lightly, and when it has a crack in the middle, you use your 2 thumbs to open it up.
That's it, and then you break it in. Well done. So we will either use our side of our spoon, use the edge of your bowl, or sometimes the edge of your work surface, and pull your put your 2 thumbs in the crack of your egg and pull it apart. Yeah. And then pop your eggshells in them in. If you've got some eggshell by accident in your bowl, you can use part of your eggshell that you've broken in half to scoop out the small bits of eggshell that you've got in there. Luckily we've not got any today, so. Right, then start to mix your egg and vanilla extract into your butter and sugar. So it will go quite lumpy, that's okay, that's normal. What you want is your egg and your vanilla to all be mixed in really well into your sugar and butter. So it will look a bit like lumpy, wet sand type. Yeah. Give it a real good mix. What you can try and do, if you've got any more lumps in your butter still, just try and squish it down a bit more. Sometimes when you've got some wet ingredients in there, it helps you to take away all the lumps. Okay, so the last ingredient, well, we've got 2 more ingredients left actually. We've got flour and baking powder. So the first thing we need to add is the flour. So add that to your bowl. We've got 150 grams of plain flour. I know a few of you struggle to get hold of flour and asked if self-raising was okay. And I did say it should be okay, just don't use baking powder. And it might just come out a little bit cakey if you're using self-raising flour, but that's okay, they'll still taste yummy. So before you stir your plain flour, add your ½ teaspoon of baking powder. So before you mix it all in, add your ½ teaspoon of baking powder. Make sure it's level. That's it. And then start to mix it all in. So really start to mix in your flour in with everything. So it will go quite lumpy, that's normal. Just keep mixing and it will all go into a very thick dough. Yep, like that. Who hasn't tried a bit yet? I bet lots of you have. Poppy is right now. Nice?
That's good.
Yeah. So we've chosen, as we said earlier, Smarties. So once your dough is nice and thick and all combined together, and you can't see any more lumps of butter, now add your sweets or chocolates or whatever you've decided. Willow's having a Smartie before they go in. And give it all a good stir. Chocolates and sweets should all be all stuck and hidden inside your dough. So I'm going to show you what it needs to look like. So it should look like that. So nice and thick with all your sweets or chocolates inside. And now's the time to pop it on your baking tray. Now remember, these are giant cookies, so these only really make about 6 cookies, but it depends how big you want your cookies. So we made really giant ones the other day, but you might want, don't keep eating it. You might want to make slightly smaller ones to make more. So I'm just going to grab my baking tray. So here we are going to just do 6. So we'll show you how much for. So you take a big spoonful, a nice big spoonful of your dough, and just place it on your baking tray. And you need to just make sure it's kind of a round shape, just with your back of your spoon, just flatten it down a little bit, or with your hands, whatever you find easier. And so you do that 6 times, or however many cookies you want. So you do that all alone. I need to get you a tray.
Can I push off with my hand?
Yeah. So add your cookie dough to your trays. I'm going to show you our baking tray in a second, just so you can see as well. I'm sure you're all doing a great job. You've got quite a lot of butter in that bit. So make sure they're fairly spaced apart. You don't want them too close together because they do spread out, especially if they're giant ones.
They were the size of my face.
They were the size of your face the other day. That's it. So just, you need to make sure that one's got more on. Some still left in your bowl, look. That's it. So you need to make sure they're flatten them down with your spoon or your hand. That's it, well done.
Biggest one yet.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so these are Willow's ones. She's flattened them slightly with her hand and they're fairly spaced apart. So they're now ready for the oven. So we'll just wait for Poppy to finish hers. And these take about 15 minutes, not long. Just keep an eye on them and they'll be ready when they're nice and brown on the outside. And then just leave them to cool and then you can eat them. So I hope you enjoyed that video. We did. And the fact that we've got now 6 lovely giant cookies that we'll be able to eat. And if you can all, or some of you, if you get time, to take photos of your cookies and post them on my page, that would be brilliant. Just be nice to see everybody's creations. And I'll be doing these cook-alongs every Saturday morning at 10 o'clock. I'll post on my page what we're going to be doing the early part of next week, just so that you can get the ingredients. And I'm also doing some online classes as well, all throughout the Easter holidays and all of next week. They're £3 per child, and it's interactive, so you can talk to me and I can talk to you. And we're making some really nice things from the age of 3 all the way up to 16. So have a look on my page for all the things that we're going to be making next week. And thank you for joining me. It's been really lovely to see all you people online watching. So see you soon.